Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and today we are playing my Deck of TBR game for December. It is the last month of 2024. I am so excited to see what I will be reading this month. But before we do that, let's check in with my November Deck of TBR stack. I did super good this month, so here is the stack. I'm gonna have to look at what these prompts were. Okay, so first I got the A to Z challenge and I needed the letter Y, so I picked Young Jane Young by Gabrielle Zevin, and I did read that book. Next up, I needed a book with nature on the cover, and I chose Behind the Beautiful Forevers by Catherine Boo. I attempted that one and later DNF'd it, so that is a win for that book in my game. Next up, my dogs picked a book for me, and I think it was Barrett, eventually, who chose Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl by Harriet A. Jacobs, and I did read that one. Next, I got a color in the title, and I stretched this one a little bit. I used the word stone as a color, and I read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I did read this Mina Lima version of the first in the Harry Potter series. Loved it. And then lastly, I needed a book that was going to make me laugh. I had my patrons choose that one, and they chose Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling, and I have read that. So, a completed TBR, and a very red TBR at that. But I completed it in November, which means I have no punishment for the month. I can choose any book that I want. It does not need to be on my physical TBR. So, let's set up the board. There are a couple things we need to do. The ace always stays the same on my board. It is a patron pick. If you ever want to join my Patreon and you are in the Diamonds and Hearts tier, you give me a recommendation of any book. I put it in a jar. If I draw an ace, I have to read that book. Usually for the other face cards, I have prompts that help me finish my goals, but this month I'm giving myself a little Christmas gift, and I am deciding to just use Christmas prompts for the King, Queen, and Jack. So if I get a King, Queen, or Jack anytime throughout the game, I can choose a Christmas book. I have an extensive list of Christmas books I would like to read, mostly romance, during the month of December. So if I get any of these cards, I get to pick a Christmas book. Let's not forget about the bomb book behind my head here. It is so funny because last month I chose The Swiss Family Robinson, and I already read that book. So good thing I didn't get the Joker, because I would have had it as my bomb book and then realized I had already read it. So we can do without that prompt for now, and we'll draw a new one. I think I might need to add more of these for next year, but okay, we got Outlander, which means I would be reading the next in the Outlander series. I believe I'm on either number 7 or number 8. I don't know. We will cross that bridge when we come to it, if we come to it. And lastly, we have one prompt on the board to replace this 5 of Hearts. I'm running low on these prompts too. We're going to have to start recycling. Oh, this one's cute. And I got it from a viewer. T, B, or R in the title. Oh, and R in the title. So those 3 letters need to be in the title of the book I would choose. Alrighty, I think we're ready. We can go ahead and shuffle our cards. The only things I'm looking for on my TBR this month are Christmas books, like I've said already. And I would really like to get to some Goodreads Choice Awards nominees. I haven't done super well on those yet. I know it's announced pretty early in December, but I would still like to read them because they were nominated as some of the best books of the year, at least by Goodreads standards. So yeah, we've got a few options there and quite a few Christmas options we could go to as well. So here's to hoping that the Deck of TBR game is in my favor. Draw number 1, a 3 of Hearts. Oh, goody. This was the perfect time to get this. Restart your TBR. So if I would have gotten this at any other time, I would have been pretty upset because we would have scratched everything that I had so far and had to restart. But this was the best time to get that card. I'm still going to count the 3 of Hearts as a draw, but only in like the suit and number category. I still have to draw 5 more cards. Let's replace that prompt with this one, a video project. Okay. That's a newer prompt because I feel like I'm doing more themed TBRs. and getting that prompt on this game helps me choose a book for those videos. Anyway, put the 3 of hearts back in and we'll shuffle for technically draw number 1 again. Okay. What an interesting way to start the game. Here we go. Draw number 2 is a 7 of hearts. Oh, yeah, this is good. Okay, this is the most recent release that I have on my TBR. So let me just do a little bit of checking and I'll come back to you in a moment. Okay, so my most recent release that I own is actually going to be a Kindle book. I just got these downloaded onto my Kindle. It is from the Under the Mistletoe collection. It's a group of short stories or novellas written by various romance authors, and they are Christmas themed. So the book I will be reading is Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. Again, it's a short little novella, 73 pages. It says it's about 2 former childhood friends and a blustery winter storm stirs up some frosty memories. So I'm excited to get to it. This is one of the Christmas books I wanted to read. It'll get me in the spirit of winter and the holidays. Let's replace that prompt with this one. Oops. BookTube, so one I have seen on BookTube recently. We'll put the 7 of hearts back in the deck and shuffle for draw number 2/3. One more, for good measure. The 5 of clubs. Man, we're not getting any face cards. 5 of clubs. Ooh, is a 5-star prediction. Okay, that's exciting. I think I'll look at the Goodreads TBR for this one. Because I've heard such great things about this one, and I'm in the mood for a little bit of a mystery, I picked up The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I think that this could be 5 stars for me. I've heard a lot of people give it 5 stars and really, really enjoy it. I like the more literary mystery genre, and so I think I could like this one. When a teenager vanishes from her Adirondack summer camp, 2 worlds collide. Cool. All right, so this is book number 2 for my 5-star prediction. We'll replace the 5 of clubs prompt. Oh, I keep getting 2 with this one. Oh, this is just a self-care prompt, so if I were to get that, I wouldn't choose a book. I would just have to do some sort of extra self-care activity. All right, 5 of clubs back in, and we'll shuffle for my 3rd book. All right, let's see what we get. The 10 of diamonds. Okay, a fantasy book. Was not ready for this one, but let's see what I can find. I forgot this one was on the Goodreads Choice Awards list, so I'm actually really excited to get to this one. This is The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. It is fantasy, maybe a little bit more magical realism than some of the other fantasies on the nominee list, but I'm still looking forward to this one. It's inspired by C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia. This wild and wondrous novel is a fairy tale for grown-ups who still knock on the back of wardrobes just in case. And I really liked The Wishing Game by this author, so looking forward to reading The Lost Story. We'll replace that prompt with this one. Can I get one? An epistolary novel. It's one of my favorite tropes or categories of books. We'll put the 10 of diamonds back in and shuffle. We are very close to having to draw an extra card if we draw another heart. So let's see what we get with this 5th draw for my 4th book. Funny, it's the 5 of clubs. We already drew this card, so we do have to add another draw. That's another rule. I think I have 3 rules to add extra draws. It's if I draw 3 of the same suit in the 5 draws, if I draw 2 numbers of the same right in a row, and if I draw the exact same card in the 5 draws. So, great. Adding a 6th/7th draw. This is all making so much sense, right? But if I remember correctly, the 5 of clubs is a self-care prompt, so I don't have to pick a book for this. I just have to do some sort of self-care activity. I don't know what it'll be. Actually, I'm feeling like I want a manicure or something, so maybe that. That's an idea of what it could be. Alrighty, let's replace that prompt with this one. A celebrity book pick, so that would be like Reese's book club or whoever else has book clubs. I'd look one up, I'm sure. We'll put the 5 of clubs back in. We're not going to redraw that card again. And we'll shuffle. This will be my 6th draw for my 4th book. This is weird. A weird TBR, to be sure. Okay. Yay, a jack, which means we get to pick a Christmas book. I think I'm gonna choose the one that I have physically. Give me a second. This is The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I have just read one book by Lucy Score, Things We Never Got Over. Yep, that's it. But I really enjoyed it, liked the romance, and this one has a little Christmas twist to it. It sounds like a storm goes through a town called Mary, Connecticut, and a woman who is a reality TV star comes and tries to put the town back together, and their goal is to get it ready for Christmas. But she has a little fling with a gentleman in the town. So this is going on for a Christmas book. And you know what I realized? It's a heart. So we're adding another draw onto the TBR, which I hope I'm doing this math correctly. We don't have a prompt to replace, so we'll just put that jack back in there. Now that we have drawn 5 books though for prompts, I am not going to include any like double numbers or any more hearts to add more cards. So we should be good with a total of 8 draws for 7 books / prompts because of that first weird restart the TBR prompt we got. All right, so this is the second to last draw right now. An ace. Okay, we haven't gotten an ace in a while. This is a patron pick, so I need to get that jar and we will choose a recommendation from a patron. Here is the jar. Again, these are recommendations from my patrons in my Diamond and Heart tier. This could be anything, so I'm a little nervous because it likely won't be a Christmas book or a Goodreads nominee, but let's see. We'll draw this one. Okay, I looked at it first before I'm going to show you. Can you see it? Sorry for the shadows. This is from Sarah. It's called Like Real People Do by E.L. Massey. I've never even heard of this. I'm going to look it up, give you a little synopsis. Oh, it's the first in a series. Wonderful. Starting a new series. Ooh. Is it YA? It's a young adult romance. LGBTQ rep. Let's see. 19-year-old hockey phenom Alexander Price is the youngest ever captain in the NHL. With a polarizing social media presence and a predilection for dirty play, he typifies the stereotype of young, out-of-control athlete. But away from the cameras, Alex is a kid with an anxiety disorder and the expectations of an expansion franchise on his shoulders. And maybe he tries too hard to fit the part of asshole playboy, but it's better than the alternative. In his line of work, gay is the punchline of an insult, not something he can be. Okay, and then it goes on to talk about the love interest, I assume, 18-year-old Elijah Rodriguez. He is an Olympic figure skater. Yeah, and I assume there's going to be a romance between them. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sarah. I will have to try to find where to get this one. I've never seen it before. It's a cute cover, though. So, great. That'll be my 6th draw / 5th book. I'm going to stop doing numbers now. Alrighty, we'll put the ace back in the deck, and we will draw our last card of the year of 2024. Crazy. Alrighty, let's see what we get. A 4 of hearts. The hearts just love me today. Oh, my husband has to pick one. Okay. He's currently napping. But I'm going to send him 3 titles in a text and see what he picks for me. Okay, I gave him 3 Christmassy options. Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake, The Holly Jolly Ever After by a couple of authors, Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone, and then Snowed In by Catherine Walsh. And I'm going to give him a few seconds to respond. I will be back with you in 1 moment. All right, what felt like 20 minutes later, Willie finally texted me and he chose Snowed In by Catherine Walsh. I just got this one on Audible because I'm really excited about it. I've heard super great things and I'm excited to listen to it. So that is our stack. It's kind of a hodgepodge of what I actually own, but let's go through it. For my most recent release, I will be reading Cruel Winter with You by Allie Hazelwood, that little Kindle novella. Then I had to choose a 5-star prediction, and I picked The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Next up, we had a fantasy, and I picked The Lost Story by Meg Schaefer. I got a Christmas book next, and I chose The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. Then I got a Patreon pick, and I will be reading Like Real People Do by E.L. Massey. And lastly, my husband picked Snowed In by Catherine Walsh. So out of the 6 books, 3 of them are Christmas, 2 are Goodreads, and we've got 1 wild card with the patron pick. I am super happy with this stack. Let me know if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them. It'd be great, as always, to have some bookish conversation with you down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.